Today's episode of the ReadPile is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
I'm Elle, and I'm just tired.
And I am the sus man, Rick Sussman, and I want everyone to know that I believe Magneto was right. That's why I keep wearing this shirt a lot. Oh, and you are watching the ReadPile.
It's the week of May 27th, and here's some comic book news you can use.
So, another kind of quiet week. We have been over in great detail on all of the podcastery that is Nerd Up Media. The new photos from the Joker movie featuring members of the Suicide Squad. So,
been there, done that. Okay.
Can move past that. I do have some good news. Very good news from our friends at Dynamite Comics, the same people who gave us the Conan Red Sonja crossover, the same people that are giving us Sword of Soros. They're bringing in another great female character. Can you grab that real quick right behind you? Yeah, that. Yeah. Grumpy Cat's getting her own comic book. So far, it's going to be called The Misadventures of Grumpy Cat. That's what we know. Dynamite is producing it. It has got a scheduled release date of sometime in the fall. There is no artist or writer currently attached to it, but it will feature stories of Grumpy Cat and her brother, whose name suddenly escapes me, but he looks like Grumpy Cat too, except he's black and white. Pokey. His name's Pokey. What do you mean? What are you shaking your head at?
I like Grumpy Cat. He's cool.
She's
cool.
That's right.
Okay, I like cats. Everybody likes cats, especially on the internet. We love cats. She's a cute cat, but I don't care about a comic for... I'm not going to read it.
I'm going to. I'm going to sub to it.
I like to look at the random memes that I come across on the internet, and they make me smile a lot of the time. But I don't want to read a comic.
I'll have you know, the first image, the teaser image, is a drawn version of Grumpy Cat, and the word bubble next to it says, "I already hate this."
Is it just going to be like a collection of memes?
I don't know, but I'm interested to see how it goes. She was in a movie, and that did all right.
I never saw the movie.
It was funny.
Was it?
Yeah. It wasn't great, but it was
saw
funny.
It?
Yeah.
How?
I got a copy of it.
And didn't you even bother? You're like, hey, Ellie, you want to watch it with me? No, you just watched it by yourself.
You know what? Maybe you just don't respect the Grumpy Cat enough. Maybe if you respected her more, you'd watch.
I gotta go.
Oh. I guess it's time to review comics.
Time for comic book reviews. I'm going to start with Bravest Warriors. So, pretty much, it says issue 1, but basically they are taking a bunch of stories, not quite sure if it's full stories or just partials, and putting them together in one big issue. I kind of like that sometimes when they do stuff like that, because then, well, people like me can walk on in and we can say, oh, I want to check this out. I want to see if I like it. I'll be honest, when I started reading it, I really, really wanted to hate it. I was like, oh, I don't get it. I think I might be getting lost. I think maybe this isn't for me. It's not that it's complicated, it was that it was too simple of a story. But then I kept going, and there were a lot of other little stories, and it became pretty funny. The idea of the story is pretty much, well, their holodeck is in the bathroom, and that's really what it is. And
that would be heaven. That would just, what a heavenly. Oh, sorry.
Yes, Rick would be very happy. But when I started to realize,
Mount Rushmore.
when I tried to realize, he didn't let me take 18 minutes on my reviews this week, and this is going to happen because he keeps interrupting me.
Can poop next to the Statue of Liberty.
So anyway, it's pretty funny because there's some bathroom humor, but not like over the top ridiculous bathroom humor. And because you got, you know, these friends and they all want to play in the holodeck, but people sometimes have to use the bathroom because it's the only bathroom. And so, yeah. Fun adventures. I thought it was funny, but I'm not sure I'd really want to commit to having it on my sub for any reason. I think it would probably be funnier as actually watching the cartoon. But let's move along to some others. The love-hate I have for this one. Outcast. Alright, somehow, I don't know how, but somehow I have made it to issue 9. And I'm gonna say what I told somebody at work today. Like I said, I don't know how I am on issue 9. Somehow I find myself on the next issue. I see it on my ReadPile and it's presented to me, and I look at it and the first thing I think is I hate you. I don't want to read you. I really don't want to read you. I'm so sick and tired of you. I know this game. I know our relationship. I'm going to read you and I'm going to be frustrated all the way until the very end, and I'm going to say, I gotta read the next one now. This is ridiculous. And, well, it's pretty much what happened this week. But it was easier to get through issue. You're really starting to see things happen. You're starting to really find out what it is that's going on with these people. You're actually presented with something. Something happens. And you're like, oh my god, Kyle, he's really, this power he has, something's really starting to happen now, and you're starting to figure out what this darkness or whatever it is that's going on within these people. And you still got this dude walking around, and he's starting to meet up with all these people, and I don't know. You just gotta, I gotta power through. I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna see where this is gonna go. In the meantime, I checked something out new. It's called Sons of the Devil. I really didn't know what to think of this one. I saw it and I wanted something new on the ReadPile for this week, and so I said, let's check it out. I read a very quick summary about it and it seemed interesting enough. Well, it turns out I really like this book. I don't know. Sometimes I get surprised. I surprised myself. I actually liked something. It was fantastic. But I mean, it's about this kid. Well, starts out as a baby and he gets wiped away and he's thrown into foster home all throughout his life. So he doesn't know his background. So you're presented with this man, does not know his background, but there is a mysterious thing going on. There is something about him, and it all starts when one of his foster brothers, I guess, tried to help him out finding out his history. Things started going bad, and it's really caught my attention. Just the way it's written, it just kind of, you just get sucked in and you just keep going. And now I really want to know, because it's freaky. It is a wonderful mystery and I want to know the ending. But in the meantime, my pick of the week, The Life After. I'll go ahead and start with this. It's not really a spoiler, you know, you're gonna find this out anyway, but this is pretty much the summary of what is going to happen. After this, we're not done with The Life After, but it's gonna be a new story. So you're gonna get answers, you're gonna see what's happening, but what happens is pretty much a slap in the face. But it is a nice slap in the face, because I'm okay with it. I got slapped in the face and I said thank you. I really enjoyed reading this entire line. I loved issue to issue to issue, and I'm so disappointed that it's come to an end, but it hasn't. because there's going to be a continuation. That's what we've been told. There's going to be a continuation. But for this part of it, it's come to an end, and I'm pretty sad, but at the same time, I'm happy with the ending. I thought it was a very clever way to end it, and so we can get to the next hump. I really like it. It's pretty fantastic and kind of gruesome at the same time. In the meantime, let's see what Ric has to say.
Thank you for those reviews, Elle. I have too many books on my subs, plural. So, real quick hitters. Munchkin number 5 continues to be Munchkin and is hilarious. If you play Munchkin, you will get the jokes. If you don't play Munchkin, but maybe you watch a lot of time travel movies, then you'll get the jokes there. There's even mention of a blue box. Next up, everyone knows how much I love Wayward. Buy Wayward! That's all the review I can do for that. And finally, on the quick hitters, another issue of Uber debuted, Uber 25, there you go. War in the Pacific. Very cool stuff, and we finally get to see the American answer to their tank men. Not a lot, not going to do major reviews for these guys, because very honestly, that's all I seemingly do, is reviews for Wayward and Uber. And I have, you know what, I have books that I'm constantly reviewing anyway, but bigger things happen, so let's get to it. Issue 6 of They're Not Like Us. I don't know if this is the end of the series or not, but it feels like the end of the series. It ends very matter-of-factly, like it could easily go on to another issue, but maybe not as well. I really enjoyed this series. It was such a different book. It was such a divergent? Either way. It was such a different take on superheroes or people with special powers and abilities, and I really, really, really liked it. I don't know if there's going to be any more issues, but I hope there are, because it was so new and so different, and I really enjoy that kind of book. Also, it dawns on me, again, that the 90% of all of the things I'm reviewing, everything on my actual ReadPile is an indie book, and only 2 of them are not from Image Comics. I read a lot of independent books, but I think it's because I really enjoy the crazy out there stuff that you get when you have indie books, such as issue 49. The cover art shows that, yes, if you weren't aware, sorry, spoiler, Pollo is dead. Pollo. The Collector, Tony, all the things that we've been following, Kobe, everything. It's coming to a point. Now, there was a hint that in issue 60, there's going to be something that we see in issue like 46 or 47. So evidently the book's going to go at least 60 issues, I guess. But I'm starting to wonder how much longer I really have to enjoy this book, because it's really feeling like the story's starting to wrap up. A lot of the prophecies that we know about have been coming true. We're starting to see like the fire writing in the sky, what that really was. All of the things that have made Chew very good and very fun are starting to get answers. And whereas I love answers, normally that means that the book is wrapping up. And that makes me sad, because I don't want it to end. But I understand that things do have to wrap up eventually. Now, a book that has been going very strong for very long, and now has a brand new character, is on the ReadPile. Sex. Oh, who doesn't love sex? But issue 21 specifically here features a brand new character who I guess is sort of a succubus, which is interesting. We've never really met someone with sex powers in this series, so we're finally seeing the woman on the cover here. She seduces a guy and ultimately draws strength from doing him. This is another book that is sort of the opposite of Chew, in that we're just starting to really get into the depths of all the major characters here in Saturn City, and so I guess we have a lot more time to really dig into this book, and won't have to worry about it ending anytime soon. That said, whereas I actually really liked this issue, it is very word heavy. In my time, I've noticed some comics, there'll be quiet issues, there'll be quick issues, there'll be fast issues, and every now and again you get a very word heavy issue. And sometimes that doesn't work. Like, every now and again you'll read a book that is just all words. Like, The Walking Dead had a recent issue that was like 90% word bubble. And that can be tedious. With sex, though, the story is very intricate, and it's very well plotted. And what's probably even the coolest thing about it is the words that are to be emphasized are actually highlighted in blue and yellow and pink, so you can read the words and hear it in your head. So when you have that kind of word play, very literally, it can make the book much easier to read, even if it is just a collection of bubbles. But it is not my pick of the week. Because my pick of the week, as it has been the first 2 issues, issue 3 is no different. The graphics should be already spun. It's Invisible Republic, issue 3. This book, oh my god, this book. This issue is completely different from all the other issues because it's so quick, it's frenetic, it's bouncing around, it's an action movie. It's all these different things all happening at once. I was talking to somebody about this at my local comic shop today, and I was mentioning how this issue, it feels like an action flick for one, but for two, we're getting 2 storylines happening in the same time period, I guess synonymously, but it's one story that we are reading and another story that's sort of playing out in real time, neither of which we as the reader know the ending to. So we're getting 2 completely separate stories from 2 completely different set of people about 2 completely different things, but it's happening at the same time as we read this book. It's the play within the play that made so much of Shakespeare so great. So when you start invoking the Bard, I believe that is worthy of being a pick of the week. For you, our loyal followers of the ReadPile, we have an awesome offer from Audible.com. Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their awesome service. You can download some really great books like The Hobbit, the unabridged version from Tolkien. You can download Divergent, Lean In, lots of great stuff to check out. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Again, that's audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia for your free audiobook.
That's this week for the ReadPile. Rick, what do you think?
Well, I think it would be apropos for us to give a final shout out to our friends at Omni Expo. We had our panel, which we uploaded, and all of you, I'm sure, had a chance to, or will at least have the chance to watch at least the first 15 minutes of it. We have the rest of it at nerdupmedia.com. You know, it was fun. We got it out of the way. We did what we could. It was a good time, and we definitely want to thank our friends at Omni Expo and hope that we will be back next year to give more insights on Podcasting 101. We had some people who were legitimately interested, and I felt that we were vindicated with our... I don't know where I'm going with this. It was cool, though, right?
Yes. It was a learning experience.
We all learned something. People in the audience learned something. We learned something. There was a lot of learning.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, I know. So, where's his comic? I don't know, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know, he's upset.